So we lost the legendary, great DMX yesterday, day before yesterday, I believe. And I'm hurt. I feel like I lost a family member. You know, it was deep as a fan. Um, when I first met DMX, I was a very free spirited teenager. I was in the streets hard, you know, what they would call the black sheep of the family at a very young age. So when I got introduced to DMX, I was going through a hard realization in my own life as a teenager. So when I had a chance to meet him, it was something extraordinary. I believe Redman and Method Man. Um, it was a store off South Boulevard. I want to say DTLR in Charlotte. I'm not sure. I can't remember the store, but they were doing a meet and greet there. And I never forget because it was Method Man and Redman and Onyx and DMX. And I'm this little girl waiting in line with her tape player, headphones, and I remember getting in the store with my flyer. Oh, Cameron was there. I think Cameron was the opener, like headliner. So, mind you, me and a group of friends, it was like we were off Nation Ford, uh, Brook Valley, I think. Actually, shout out to Nation Ford, Exit 4. Back in the day, and it was a cut or a trail that you could take to get to the store. Now, we don't walked. Now, back in the day, crochets was a thing, so I begged my mom to do my crochets, and she's just learning, and I mean, I looked like a little girl. Straight facts. I when I look at the picture, I look like a little girl with headphones on and a tape recorder. It was the cutest thing, but when you look back on it, it's like, girl, that head, that outfit, what were you taking? Oh, God. So, you know, we walked through this trail, me and it was a bunch of us. And we were just so excited. I remember one of my homegirls back in the day, I'm not going to call names, but she said, honey, I'm going to get to see my man DMX. Honey, I'm going to go. And, you know, we walk in, and I've always been chunky, so it was a challenge. Walking through the woods with a dress on, some sandals. I mean, oh, hot mess. Oh, God, hot mess. To see DMX and Cameron and Onyx and Redman and Method Man, honey, we walked. And we took that little cut through the fence, and I'm like, y'all crazy. I was nervous. And they like, no, watch where we end up. And I mean, we were young, we were energetic, we could do those type of things, and it was such a beautiful thing because we took that hike, and then we finally get there, and it's like, and the line wasn't like out the door, but it was out the door, you know. But we get our so I was a fan of Cameron, but I wasn't a fan of Cam like I was a fan of DMX. And DMX hadn't even, he exploded, but he wasn't big. I don't even want to say that. He was grand to me. But Cam and Onyx and all them and Redman and Method Man were all together. So I get in the store and I'm so excited. And I remember the little short guy from Onyx that played on Brandy. He was very standoffish. I don't remember his names, but he was very standoffish. He didn't want to talk to nobody. He was on the phone. And Sticky Fingers, I still have the picture to this day. Sticky Fingers grabbed me, thanks for coming out, took a picture with me, and I still have that picture. And I love Sticky Fingers and Redman and everybody else was just being so anti. So I see this little short, dark-skinned guy in the corner, and he just chilling. He in his lane. Like, he ain't talking to nobody. He on some chill shit. And I go over and I said, Mr. DMX. He said, how you doing, beautiful? How you doing, love? How are you? He was such a beautiful, calm energy. He took a picture with me. He was just conversational. I mean, he was like, keep doing music, never give up. Keep it real, keep it personal. You a female, so you another threat. I mean, this man really dropped jewels on me and didn't know me from a can of paint. So from there, I was hooked on X. Now, I, for the life of me, can't find that picture, of course. But I still have the picture of me, Sticky Fingers. And it was on that same grand day. And that day changed my life, period. It just changed my life, meeting DMX and hearing his words, feeling his energy. So later on, when I was about 15 or 16, DMX had a show and it came to Charlotte. Me and my homegirl went, and I'll never forget, I was in the front row. I was probably like 3 rows from the front. And I am excited. We done saw these great entertainers. And then they introduced DMX. And I believe the whole stadium just went black. And here he is coming in the air, in the cage, with 2 pit bulls in there. And he's saying DMX. I mean, the shit was so live. I'll never forget it. And the 2 pit bulls are going crazy. The crowd is going crazy, and the cage is moving in the air, and is moving him to the stage area. And he is in that cage with those 2 pit bulls, and they're going crazy. He has the chains, and all you can hear is ride or die. I mean, everybody in the crowd's going crazy, and it was just so live. If you had never seen him in concert, man, you missed the show. Because that man put on a show. I mean, his energy and prayers and his voice, it commanded everything. And it was such a beautiful show. Like, I couldn't stress enough. Like, it was exciting. It was like, reach out and touch your spirit. Because, DMX was an artist that rapped about his life. He truly was. He rapped about his personal struggles, his demons. He put it in songs, like Damien. He had a way of telling a story. Him and Nas are one of my great faves, right at the top. And it's so crazy because when you look at hip-hop and how it came about for the South, it was so like a fresh breath of air when we got our own identity as Southern rappers. But from a point, if you're looking at it, North versus South, I mean, New York ruled, hip-hop back in the day. So, my brothers and siblings, they were big on Wu-Tang and, any and everybody, Kool Moe Dee back in the day, LL, all the greats. So, I grew up listening to a lot of that. coming up. And then when X hit the scene, it was like finally somebody in my generation. I don't know. It was a generation thing, I guess. It was like, you know, let's do it. I remember coming home after meeting X, and my mom called me, uh, and my sister called me. They both called me and was like, "Do you know DMX is in the hospital? You know DMX?" Because they know how much I really rocked and listened to this man music, and it was just so inspired by him. So when I met him and I went back to the house, and I told my mom, I said, "Mom, I met all these people, yeah, yeah, yeah." And she was like, "Oh my God, did you meet?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, what were they like? Everything was cool, yeah, yeah, yeah. But she recently called me and she said, "May," she was like, "I remember you telling me that man was so nice to you." And I don't even remember, I was so excited. I was so young. But she's like, "Man, I remember that." She was like, "I remember you telling me he was so nice to you." She's like, "You had the biggest smile on your face." She was like, "Oh my God, that's so sad." She's like, "That's the only reason why I know who DMX is." And my mother's older, of course, but she's beautiful. Black don't crack. But it's just, wow. My mom took me back, and I was hurt. I was really hurt when I Googled and looked everything up, because I had just seen the video that came out with him, and I believe it was the Locks. And I mean, I was rooting for X when he was going through prayer and he was mentoring and preaching. I was right there with X the whole way, following his journey. So am I upset? Am I bothered? Yes. Because he was very special to this world. He was very, very special. It's almost like that accountability of special you feel about Michael Jackson, and anybody that's legendary has passed on. You feel that sadness for the family. You feel that sadness for, the close friends that tried to help. And I can honestly say I'm a little disturbed. I would like to know what his circle was like. Where his energy was in his last moments. You can't watch a person 24 hours, every second, every minute of the day. A person's gonna find a way to do what they want to do. And X struggled with that from a very young age. And the person who turned him on to that, may your soul never rest, brother. Because you destroyed such a beautiful soul, such a lost soul that looked up to you. Why? Don't know. But he trusted you because the streets was his family. And at that young age, you never trust anyone, but it's complicated. We can really learn something from him. If you really took the time, and if you're not a DMX fan, or you just only listen to the radio hits, but if you actually took the time to listen to the albums, you'll learn so much about this man and how he was hurting and how he prayed and how he really needed guidance and wanted guidance. I remember when he took the hiatus and went out to the desert for a minute, trying to get his mind. He was so open to the world about his struggles. He didn't hide it. So I have a deeper respect for him. And it goes deep. It really does. It goes deep. I grew up with his music, and now that I'm a bit older, I'm so saddened that we lost another great one. So Of course, everybody all over the world been playing DMX, DMX. All you hear in everybody's car is X, 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 you know, DMX. And it's such a liberating thing. It's such a beautiful thing that a person could have that much reach over people. But what even is more, you know, astounding, because we can only do so much as fans, right? He needed that love around him every single day. And I'm not saying that he didn't have it, but he needed that union, excuse me. He needed that around him every day. And I hope that he got that. I hope that he had that. And I believe God don't make no mistakes. You know, it hit home, you know, especially with the black community, because the black community has a definite problem with drugs. And the youth now, I mean, they so doped up, they don't know if they're going to come. If it ain't pills, it's syrup. If it ain't syrup, it's Molly. I don't know what the fuck the new drug is. I mean, to each his own, you know. But it goes back to that, what's that old Wu song? You can't party your life away, drink your life away, smoke your life away, fuck your life away, 'cause your seeds come up the same way. Hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saddened, but I'm rejoiced, because a person is not suffering, he's not in pain. I believe those gates were busted open for him, and I believe he is free, you know, and that's all that really matters. My real prayers go out to his family, his kids, his grandkids, everybody that, you know, was deep with this man, including all the fans and myself. You know, it's hard in the community right now. And I'm not saying other communities are not affected, but the black community knew and understood deeply what he was saying. It's almost like, I don't know if you guys remember or followed back in the day, the show The Wire. The Wire was like almost to the T about the ghetto, about the projects, and what went down. And I never forget when I started watching it, and I really didn't like to watch it, but everybody was into, you know, this show. Everybody was into this Wire. It was a must-see, and it's so crazy because I was working uptown at the Mint Museum, and I remember meeting the cast from The Wire. And they were such beautiful people, spirits. It was just beautiful. So it was so funny and ironic. But the episode where the little boy, I think his name was Little Dookie, or I don't know what his name was, but he was a good kid. He was in school. It was one of the very last episodes. He was a good kid. He was in school, talented, great grades. Family kept getting put out, drug use. He had nowhere to go at a very young age. Couldn't have been no more than 10 or 11, if that, looked like, if I can remember. But he had nowhere to go. So the only way he, you know, knew where to go was the alley where the bums were. So he got with this man. Man showed him how to pick up cans and shoot dope. That still brings tears to my eyes to this day. So we as a community gotta be mindful. We have to understand our influences and not fall victim. And it's so crazy because when you trust someone and you feel like that person has helped you through, got you through, guided you through, when your own blood hadn't guided you through, it becomes difficult to swallow. It becomes challenging to have to face that at such a young age and fight the world by yourself. So my hat goes off to DMX. 50 great years. Thank you for blessing us with your gift. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your presence. Thank you for the prayer. Nobody, to me in hip hop, ever prayed like DMX. That's why I started listening to X, because he prayed, he shared scriptures, he was a spiritual, misunderstood spirit, and he rapped about the truth. He didn't sugarcoat it. So I really take my hat off to him. Of course, his music, personality, it's gonna be a hard chapter. 2021 definitely lost a great. And we've lost many greats. And I'm tired of losing greats. So, this episode of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, was solely to just thank this man. And prayer for his family. And his kids and his grandkids. All the beautiful videos that are popping up of this man touching everybody's life. I was watching Instagram, Fat Joe, just running down the stories and letting you know that X wasn't truly nothing to play with. And, you know, seeing the family videos of this man, he was the same person on stage as well as off stage. And that's so rare. You don't get that. You get a lot of phonies. A lot of phonies. I'm not a fan of a lot of people that are in the industry now. From back then. Like, people can't pay me to listen to Jay-Z. You know, I'ma just go and put that out there. I mean, to each his own. But couldn't pay me. But X truly, what can you say? I'm just so lost for words. And I just want to thank him for helping me when I needed it. When I was down in the rough, and your prayers got me through sitting in a car, and I was able to come back stronger through your words. Means a lot. Means a lot from this 30-year-old something plus woman. Keep the head above water each day. You know, our government system is out of whack. You know, the rich want to keep the poor poor, you know. So it's a lot to balance when you're in this world and you're facing it, but you still have to remember to live. You know, that's one thing I admired about my mom. No matter what her challenges were, whatever she faced, she still lived. Me and my mom had a ball when I was a kid. You know, we kicked it. You know, we had a ball, you know. Mob Dukes, straight facts. She really taught me what being a free spirit and living life and moving forward was really about. And you run through these challenges as you are becoming an adult in this cruel world that could chew you up and spit you out at any given time. And you have to balance some things. And that's okay. I've preached on, my other episodes about it's okay not to be okay. And you have to take that time so you can come back bigger, fresher, better than ever. But take the time. I'm learning to take time for oneself. I'm learning a lot on my own personal journey right now. And I can't wait to share all these things once I've actually completed my full fulfillment of where I need and want to be in my life. So, it's a journey we all take. We're not exempt. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's better than, you know what I'm saying? So, miss me with that shit. When people are going through something, either you're going to take it serious or you're going to be the snake in the grass that you are. X to me was one of the realest dudes I've known of and personally just met one time, being a fan, of his talent, art, music, his journey, his movies. I watched Cradle to the Grave, and that was crazy. It's crazy things when you look back on your childhood and things that you reminisce on and what was, inspiring to you, helping you and molding you growing up. So, we love our haters. Yes, we do. But you got to push forward. Everybody ain't going to agree with you. Everybody ain't going to like you. But who cares? As long as you like you and love you, that's all that matters. All that other stuff will come. Energy is powerful, man. Powerful. Real recognize real. All those who are paying homage to this man, real recognize real. And for those who ain't, who cares? You have to be your own fan sometimes. I'm my own fan. I'm a big fan of what I do. Anything I touch, I'm very passionate about. I was passionate about music back in the day. I was passionate about going to the studio. I was passionate about staying up all night in my mom's house with my homegirl Rakaya and her portable studio doing songs or, listening to my brother make a beat. It was crazy. It was live. It was everything that made me the woman I am today. So, we're going to turn our frowns upside down and we're going to remember to put our best foot forward each day. We're going to thrive to do something bigger and better, to make ourselves grander. People going to talk about you. People going to have something to say. That's just people. That's just personalities. That's their own problem. But the real ones that's around you, that's checking on you, that's loving on you, whether it's from afar or right beside you, them the people you value. Them the people that's going to always be there. Them are the people that you value. Them are the people that you take in once you get yourself back together and understand realness. I could call, I actually called one of my little sisters the other day. And it's so funny because I hadn't talked to her in a while. Since her baby's birthday. I haven't talked to her. I haven't really fellowshiped with her. And it's like we just picked up where we left off. That's how real, that's how family is. That's how, and she's not blood, but she's still my family. Her family is my family. I love that girl, like 4 flats on the lag. That's how far we go back. So building relationships, understanding it's okay not to be okay, understanding that everybody goes through something, understanding that people gonna say what they're gonna say. Plus size women are winning right now. It's so crazy because everybody want this slim waist and no stomach, and I'm good. Like, I want to get healthy. Grant that I promote healthy. All this spread off the stomach and liquid lipo, and miss me with that shit. To each his own, but miss me with that shit. I'm gonna wrap this up. Can't stress enough. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Things are going to pick up from here. Like I said, I'm going to start trying to do more of a visual feed. I'm excited about it. I'm trying to get everything in order with my office. So, it's things that you want to put in the universe. Put them in the universe, especially if they're positive things. Don't allow nobody to stop your joy. Yeah, you're going to experience hardship, pain, and it's going to be something that could be unbearing at times, but you still got to get up and fight and push through. And that's sometimes so hard to do. It's so easy to say it, but going through it, it is very, very hard to do. And it takes a village sometimes of loyalty around you. It takes a special person maybe to come into your life and pick you up. Either way, God got you. Most High God got you. Know that. Actual factuals. I can't wait for the new episodes that are coming along. I had to jump on here and talk about my guy. I had to jump on here and talk about what he meant to me, my journey. Just being able to be in his presence was a blessing. At least I could say that. I'm so blessed. Like, I feel like I gained another angel. And that's actual factuals. That's straight purity. I feel like I gained another angel. So, I hope everyone enjoys their week. I love speaking with you guys. I love the comments as well. So, thank you for tuning in to a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'll catch you in the flip.